Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening, everyone. A woman has died and a child remains in hospital following a collision at a high-speed intersection on the Midland Highway this morning. Police completely closed the busy road for several hours as they undertook investigations into the horror crash.
Glass litters the highway. This is the scene of a tragic collision which claimed a woman's life today.
About 11:50 a.m. emergency services were called to the junction of Highland Lakes Road and Midlands Highway at Melton Mowbray.
Police believe the grey Toyota Corolla was turning onto the highway when it collided with this ute.
Our investigations, it appears that the Toyota Corolla has failed to give way to the silver utility travelling north.
The driver of the Corolla, who police say is a middle-aged to elderly woman, died at the scene.
A child also from the silver utility has been transported to the Royal Hobart Hospital. At this stage, she's in a serious but stable condition.
2 rescue helicopters were called to the incident, the child airlifted to treatment. Emergency crews using this drone to inspect the horror collision. Police remained on the scene here at the Midland Highway for several hours while they completed their investigations, some traffic facing delays of up to 4 hours.
We don't believe speed, alcohol or drugs were involved in the accident.
In another twist for those involved, friends and family of one of the victims are searching for Maggie, a pet dog who ran from the scene following the crash. It's the second collision at the intersection this month. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
The state government has vowed to get behind building surveyors crippled by spiralling insurance costs. Talks are underway on how to save the besieged sector, but it's already too late for one Launceston business which closed its doors today.
As the farewells come in for Protec's final day of trading, owner Phil Connors has a message for lawmakers and insurers.
Get something done immediately for the building surveyors who are still in the market.
Scenes like these caused by flammable cladding have seen insurance premiums and excesses skyrocket for building surveyors. For Protec, that saw professional indemnity insurance jump from $25,000 to $80,000 and excess increased tenfold to $50,000. Yesterday, Australia's building ministers, including Tasmania's, met in Sydney to map out a way forward, amid fears the cost crush could inflict delays on the state's construction sites.
Particularly when it comes to affordable housing, we don't want any barriers in the way, which is why we need to very sensibly and quickly sit around the table, as was done yesterday.
Look, this unfortunately is a bit of a symptom of some challenges, particularly around rectification works and defects in some of the major capital cities.
And the industry also has a warning for consumers.
You could see that the cost of having your building certified, your home certified, will increase significantly over the next 12 months.
The government says it won't sit idly by.
We are there to support the businesses. We're in their corner.
But it's too late for Phil and his 7 staff.
For me personally, to go and give up a lifetime of actually working in this industry is heartbreaking.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian TAFE teachers have put forward a new list of demands to the government in a bid to progress a year-long stalemate over pay and conditions. Following months of protests and a failed deal, the Education Union today sent its offer to the Education Minister, calling for new measures to lower workloads, for more professional pathways for teachers and greater flexibility.
We want to sit down with the negotiators and actually negotiate a fair outcome for our members, and an outcome that will actually give, in the long run, good outcomes for our students and industry.
The government says it remains committed to taking the dispute with public sector unions to the Independent Industrial Commission for arbitration. Tasmanian Senator Nick McKim has been deported from Papua New Guinea. He fell foul of local authorities on Manus Island yesterday when he tried to access Australia's Immigration Detention Centre. In a statement, the Senator said on his 6 visits to PNG, he's always followed local laws and been respectful. He's expected to land back in Australia this evening. Another art installation has been announced for the Huon Valley to help drive visitors to the region after the summer bushfires. A shipping container, first seen at Dark Mofo, will tour the area for 12 months. The first stop, Geeveston, in August. It houses an intricate miniature scene of a town in the aftermath of a riot. A sound installation set up at Hastings Cave will also resume next month after a limited run during Dark Mofo. Planning is underway for another secretive major installation to help prop up the visitor economy. A pop-up specialty bar is aiming to get adults involved in National Science Week. Beaker Street, a two-day event at Hobart's TMAG, includes guided walks, food and alcohol. It'll provide opportunities for visitors to talk with scientists from across Australia about their work in a casual setting and aims to change the way people view everyday life.
To showcase the science behind what they're doing, it gives people a new window into things in everyday life, a different way of looking at the world, and that's really what I want to achieve.
Beaker Street opens on Friday, August 16. If you've never been to Strahan or Stanley, now might be the time to go. Tasmanians are being encouraged to see more of their own state as a new regional tourism body is established for the northwest and west coast.
Of course we want to see international and national visitors here, but for Tasmanians, just get out and see what we've got here. It's wonderful.
Tourists have invested some $2.49 billion into Tasmania over the course to March 2019.
The state government also talked up its $3.7 million spend on the industry over the next 3 years. Police have arrested a man after an incident on a flight to Hobart this morning. Jetstar says it contacted police after a passenger refused to disembark. Police say a 36-year-old Victorian man has been charged with interference with a member of the crew of an aircraft and intimidating a police officer. The incident caused no delays and other passengers disembarked as normal. The buzz is building ahead of the World Fly Fishing Championships, with Tasmania set to be showcased to teams from all over the globe. And organisers are confident the state's renowned trout fisheries won't disappoint.
A special delivery all the way from the UK, the first of 18 boats set to help anglers navigate Tasmania's unique and abundant rivers and lakes.
They have been 6 weeks getting here, and today's the day when the container behind us has all been we've all unloaded with not a scratch on them. To see 9 lined up behind me, it's like Christmas time.
With each vessel identical, no team will boast any added advantage on the water and will only be limited or bolstered by their skills with the rod and reel.
And these guys, most of them have fished for smaller fish, so when they hook up to some of our big fellas that are not even big, a couple of kilos, 2.5 kilos, they'll know what they're into. They won't know what they're into, that's a fact.
Up to 26 countries are expected to send teams consisting of up to 5 anglers, with some already visiting the state in an attempt to get a feel for our world-class wild trout fisheries.
And we've had an English guy, we've had a Finnish guy, we've had a French guy, we've had a Spanish guy, and all of them are saying that it's amazing, just amazing.
The championships will be held at 5 different locations across the state from November 30 to December 8. Tom Cooper, 7 Tasmania News.
An artist from a remote Northern Territory community has just been announced as the winner of the Hadley's Art Prize. The Tasmanian Award is thought to be one of the world's most lucrative landscape competitions, worth $100,000.
3 judges have been pouring through 630 entries, whittling it down to 33 finalists for the Hadley's Art Prize.
At first, when you look at it, you think it's incredibly daunting, but it in fact was a very pleasurable experience, and we very much enjoyed the being amongst these beautiful works.
Tonight, the overall winner revealed as Carbine McDonald Nungala. He says he's grateful and happy for the recognition of his piece. It depicts 4 significant sites and the stories attached to them near his remote Northern Territory community of Papunya.
There's a great amount of I suppose, intellectual depth and cultural depth in the work, as well as its painting quality.
All the finalists are going on show, including this piece which won the Packers Prize. It's one of several landscapes themed on the summer bushfire crisis.
One of them is made from bushfire ash collected at bushfire sites around Tasmania, so that's a really interesting one that you just really have to come and see in person.
4 other artists were highly commended, 3 of them Tasmanian. But the ultimate winner takes home what's thought to be the world's richest landscape prize, and along with it, a $100,000 cheque. Michael Breen, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians are set for an artistic treat this weekend with acrobatics and crooning on offer. Launceston will host Circus Oz's Rock Bang, while Jukebox Revolution will be taking Hobart residents on a trip down memory lane.
An act not for the faint-hearted or uncoordinated. Circus Oz is bringing circus tricks, acrobatic moves and rock music together on stage.
It's pretty classic kind of, garage, sort of post-punk kind of rock music, just good meat and potato.
The story follows the life of rock music enthusiasts Astrid and Otto. Mr. Wilson says audiences should be ready for a unique performance.
It's live, it's very real, it's in your face, it's a great experience, you can't beat that.
April Dawson says juggling rock music and circus acts in one show is a natural fit.
The driving beats of rock that really kind of push the body, and like when you hear good rock music you just want to jump up and down.
The tour kicks off here at the Princess on Saturday night. It'll visit Devonport during the week before a 3-night run at the Royal in Hobart beginning Thursday. I have some work to do there, don't I? Down in Hobart tomorrow night, audiences will be stepping back in time. Boys in Band will be performing all the great hits of boy bands from the 50s, right through until the 90s.
Every night I hope and pray and dream lover would come my way.
We still hear of Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody film just came out. A lot of things are still very prominent today and the music still lives on.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Back home and following their shock loss to Kingborough, North Launceston are expected to come out firing at home tomorrow, while the Blues will be out to continue their stellar form up against fellow flag contenders Lauderdale. Given their dominance over the past few years, no club is more entitled than North Launceston to experience an off week, and that's exactly what the club is hoping their 18-point loss to the Tigers was.
We hope so. It's a tough time of year, July. It's cold, it's wet, it's windy. Nights are dark, so we're hoping that it's a one-off thing.
Up against an underwhelming Clarence at UTAS Stadium tomorrow, the Bombers skipper says his side won't be granting the visitors any favours, and the Roos coach certainly isn't expecting any.
We expect them to come out breathing fire every time they lose, which is not often. They generally get the result the week after. So look, they've got something to play for this week, and we know that's going to be a really hard challenge, and we just go up there and we play our footy and see where it leaves us.
Fireworks are predicted at Windsor Park, with fierce rivals Lauderdale and Launceston ready to go toe-to-toe. And with both sides in blistering form, it's shaping up as one of the most exciting and hotly contested clashes of the season.
I think we're just progressing as the season goes on. We're getting a bit more confidence each week. We've got a relatively new side, so wins away from home do wonders for training and then leading into games like this.
There's a bit of bad blood there with Launceston over the last couple of years, and we certainly take that into every game when we come up against them. But at this point in time, we think they're the best side that we've played against.
It's developed into one of Tasmanian soccer's biggest rivalries, and tonight South Hobart and Olympia will battle it out for bragging rights at Warrior Park. It looms as a massive game for the Warriors, who could move into top spot on the NPL ladder with a win, while South believe they can still capture the title, despite now sitting 10 points behind ladder leaders Devonport.
We haven't given up on the league yet. We still believe we're in it and we'll fight to the bitter end. So every game from here is a really crucial game for us.
South are coming off an impressive 2-0 win over Hobart Zebras, with Olympia claiming their past 6 matches in a row. Kick-off is at 8:15 p.m.
Good evening. After the wet weather last night, the showers continued over Western Tasmania. Hobart, Launceston and Devonport 15 today, and Burnie a high of 14. 15 was the top around the state, also recorded by St Helens, Friendly Beaches, Campania and Cressy. Grove, Ouse, Strawn and the Islands 13 today, and Lyre, Weenie 6. Cloud containing showers over the west and south with mountain waves visible in that pattern over the state today. Similar cloud over coastal Victoria and alpine regions of Victoria and New South Wales. The rest of the country remains mostly cloud-free with the next front approaching Western Australia. Tomorrow that front and associated troughs will move across WA as a low heads over the Bight. The northwesterlies will tend northerly at 20 to 30 knots over the west and south, swells at 4 metres in southern waters. Strong wind warning from Wineglass Bay down and around and back up to the northern point of Flinders Island. A small craft wind alert for the lakes. Let's see what the weekend's like. Mostly sunny for Hobart and 16, 13 for Medina, a shower or two for Oatlands and 12 the high after a cold start. 3 overnight for Launceston, a shower or two tomorrow and 14 for Devonport with a similar forecast. -1 to start things off at Lyowini, 6 later on. Burnie, a shower or two and 13 degrees. Showers clearing from the west, Strawn 15, Marrawar 14 degrees. And 15 the top for St Helens and partly cloudy. Swansea up to 16 degrees, 15 for Orford. On Sunday, showers over the north and west extending statewide for a period. Partly cloudy over the east and southeast on Monday with showers over the north and west increasing. And on Tuesday, showers pushing across the state again. Snow down to 600 metres. It's back. An early storm possible for Perth tomorrow. Windy with a late shower for Adelaide. Windy as well in Melbourne, but mostly sunny there in 17. Fine and sunny for Sydney. A frosty start in Canberra. Partly cloudy and 24 in Brisbane. Some patchy cloud over Hobart at the moment, 11 degrees and 9 degrees for Launceston and Devonport. Clear in the north, Rach. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, I will, you too. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you over the weekend. Good night.